Yemen Houthi rebels claim to have launched a ballistic missile against Saudi Arabia in the capital city of Riyadh. Saudi television also announced that a missile has been intercepted and destroyed south of Riyadh by the air defense. Saudi Arabia is spearheading a coalition fighting against the Houthi rebels in Yemen, the southernmost and poorest Arab state. Houthi rebels are believed to enjoy Iranian military and economic support. Recently, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, showed parts of what she said was an Iran-made missile found in Saudi Arabia. She added Houthi rebels launched it and described it as an irrefutable evidence of the Iranian hand behind Yemen's civil war. Yemen has been in the grip of a deadly civil war for 2 years and is currently under a full air, sea and land blockade, leaving the nearly 30 million citizens without basic amenities. Let's go straight across now to our international correspondent, Daniele Pagani, who's joining us from the newsroom for more on this. Daniele, first of all, contextualize for our viewers what we know so far.
What we know so far comes from the Al Masra TV channel, which is a TV channel currently run by the Houthi rebels. They say that they have launched a ballistic missile from Yemen. The model of the ballistic missile, according to them, is the Yemen-made Burkan 2 missile. They say they have recently developed this missile, and perhaps it's the same as the missile that already had been launched against Saudi Arabia. We do not know where exactly the missile was intercepted, but we know that the Saudi TV channel informed its viewers that a missile had been intercepted by the air defense forces, and we don't know if there are casualties. We think there are no casualties reported now because the missile was intercepted well before reaching eventually the city of Riyadh. But it is very difficult to understand if this story is exactly like this. We have no access in Yemen, as no one has access in Yemen, and depending on the Houthi rebels' narrative, might not be enough to establish the real presence of a missile. So we're quoting their TV channel as of now.
Daniele, this also comes very close on the heels of those statements, those strong statements made by U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, where she had outrightly blamed Iran as being behind Yemen's civil war, which has gone on for over 2 years. So in what respect do we view these developments now in the larger context?
Well, if this is to be true, if this is to be confirmed, the fact that the Houthi rebels launched this missile, this would prove that they have missiles and they can launch it against Saudi Arabia. What Nikki Haley said is that the missile that she found and she showed in front of reporters in a hangar in an airport was Iran-made, was found in Saudi Arabia, and that one was the missile that Houthi rebel launched. So the U.S. are trying to prove that Iran is arming the Houthi rebels against Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is obviously a U.S. ally in the region, whereas Iran is not. So if this is to be proved, there is also the need to prove that this missile has been smuggled into Yemen by Iran and not, as the Houthi rebels have claimed, been actually built and constructed in Yemen itself.
All right, we're going to leave it there for the moment, Daniele. I appreciate you joining us with all of those perspectives that will remain our top focus in our later editions.